Hey everybody, hope all is well. Welcome to today's edition of Notre Dame Daily. I personally have reached the final day of school, hence why I got my board behind me covered up. So I'll be back in the home studio the next couple of days and through the summer. So it's good to reach that point, and there's still a lot going on with Notre Dame football, obviously. And I just wanted to give some perspective and thoughts on some recent 27 quarterback offers that went out. To a couple of guys that we've been following over the last weeks and months, Teddy Gerard and Peyton Houston. When you look at a Notre Dame group looking to bolster its quarterback room, as every team in America will do, either via the portal, as we've seen Notre Dame do the past couple of years, or in recruiting, which obviously Marcus Freeman and company have been great at doing. When you look at what they're trying to do here, it makes a ton of sense. They're the first and only offers that Notre Dame has in the quarterback room from an offer perspective in that 2027 class. And I want to start with Peyton Houston from Louisiana. He's been on Notre Dame radar for quite some time now. The kid is deadly accurate. Both of the kids possess accuracy, but when you look at Houston, evidenced by the fact that he completed 70% of his passes during his sophomore campaign for Evangel Christian, last year at 4,500 yards, 38 touchdowns. What's even more impressive is that he limits the mistakes, only 6 interceptions. And when you think about that, he threw over 440 passes, that's pretty impressive. He's got an abundance of offers. Georgia, Miami, Michigan, LSU, Ohio State, Wisconsin, and Alabama are in there, obviously, with the Irish. And it does make sense when you look at what you want from your quarterback: athleticism, intelligence, and the ability to make good decisions. This young man has all that. For Teddy Gerard, 6'4", 200-pounder, an impressive playmaker in his own right out of North Cobb in Kennesaw, Georgia. This is another kid who, much like Houston, has plenty of offers. Ohio State, Penn State, Georgia among them. Now he can add Notre Dame to the list. 34 TDs a year ago, over 2,800 yards, and very similar to Houston, so it's no surprise that the two offers came for both of these young men. Gerard is incredibly accurate as well, completed over 70% of his passes through just 5 picks. So with Notre Dame in on 2 of the more accurate passers in the class, you have to like the excitement surrounding the offers, and I certainly do. It's going to be worth tracking as the offers continue to roll out, especially as this 2026 window closes and the 21 continues to get wider and wider. But we now know, at least in the infancy of this, that Notre Dame's 2 primary quarterback targets, at least to start this cycle, are going to be Teddy Gerard and Peyton Houston. So we'll see how this continues to track. I like it. The news broke earlier in the week, even going into last weekend. So I just wanted to present, with everything else that was going on in the immediate future with recruitments rolling in and commitments rolling in, to just sort of give a little bit of a breakdown in my perspective on these 2 quarterbacks who sit very well and as viable options for Notre Dame as Marcus Freeman continues to build that quarterback room from 2026, now 27, and beyond. And continuing our portal player breakdown, today's focus: Jared Dawson, 6'2", 305 defensive tackle, committed to the Irish as a transfer in January. Interesting for him, he's going to be in his 6th season of collegiate football when Notre Dame opens the season August 31st against Miami and Coral Gables. That is because he had the redshirt season and the NCAA's COVID-19 eligibility waiver. Both of those granted him the 2 additional seasons. Originally a 3-star recruit out of Collierville High in Tennessee, spent 5 seasons with Louisville, a program Notre Dame is intimately familiar the past couple of seasons, losing 1 game a few seasons ago in Louisville and then winning last year's Greenout in South Bend. 51 tackles, 14 for loss, 9 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. During his time with the Cards, finished 3rd on the team in tackles last season, 2nd in sacks, though he did miss the final 2 games with an injury. And I was at Notre Dame Louisville last season in South Bend, and he played great football. He was a disruptor up the middle, compiled 4 tackles, and he was giving major support against what was a very good Notre Dame rushing team. And it was Notre Dame's lowest output on the ground last season against Louisville, and Dawson was a huge reason for that. So it made a lot of sense that Notre Dame was going in and looking to bolster the defensive line, and that's what they do here. It's much needed depth, and like most of these portal guys, all of them from different degrees of efficiency and need makes sense, but the Dawson fit here follows suit as well. He might be a tad undersized for the position that he plays at defensive tackle, but he wins battles up front due to the leverage he creates with great athleticism and a knack for causing disruption. And we saw that up close and in person last year when Notre Dame beat Louisville by a touchdown. Now, you have to remember, this is a Notre Dame group that lost Riley Mills, now with the Seahawks, Howard Cross III, now with the Bengals in the NFL. So those guys are out in the offseason. So Dawson's arrival, coupled with the portal addition of Elijah Hughes, who I'll talk more about tomorrow, this is a major pickup from depth perspective, and Dawson is going to have an immediate impact on the field. You got redshirt senior Gabe Rubio, Jason Onye are expected to start in the heart of Notre Dame's defensive line. Dawson will provide that consistency and depth on the interior as well, so it's huge. You've got Donovan Heinisch, Sean Sevillano will be key pieces to Notre Dame's defensive success as well. So this addition creates even more of a headache for the opposition, you would think, and it makes sense. Plus, when you think about the idea that Josh Burnham and Bryce Young will be coming at the opposition off the edge, you start to realize how dangerous this defense can be. So when you go into the portal and get a guy like Dawson, Hughes from USC, who I'll talk more about tomorrow, you now have productivity, veteran leadership, and an understanding of what this defense is trying to do big picture-wise. It makes loads of sense to be able to go out and poach this guy from the portal via Louisville. So, and following a productive career at Louisville, Dawson's now going to get a chance to showcase his skills, particularly his elite run defense for a team that just played for a national championship. So when you talk about going into the portal, it has to be, the stars have to align. We know what Notre Dame's academic standards are. Those aren't going to change, nor should they. But you need to have that cohesiveness and the fit there to be able to put these Lego and puzzle pieces together. I do really, really genuinely like this fit here up front, and I think it makes a ton of sense in a Chris Ash defense that is, yes, going to be young but very talented on those second and third levels, but one that should be able to provide deep pressure up front. Dawson will be a big reason for that. And I do want to cap today's show with a topic that has been continued to come up. A lot of you have been posting comments, and I continue to love the support and subscription numbers as we continue Notre Dame Daily. But a hot button player has been North Carolina-based safety Nick Reddish, who many of you continue to ask about. 3-star safety from Independence High in Charlotte, strong interest from Notre Dame, Va Tech, Wisconsin, North Carolina in there as well. But based on what you read and what you discuss and what you hear, it seems that Marcus Freeman's bunch continue to be the favorite. Reddish was in South Bend last week as a 3-star, and right now it does appear that Notre Dame is the leader in the clubhouse. The landing of Reddish, if it happens, who has an announcement date set for July 11th, would just ultimately continue a phenomenal stretch of recruiting that Notre Dame has done in the 26 class and in the state of North Carolina. You've got edges in Rodney Dunham and Ebenezer Iwatani and linebacker Thomas Davis Jr., all from the state, and they've all committed to play their ball in South Bend. Adding Reddish again would just continue this new pipeline that Marcus Freeman has built in the state of North Carolina. So we'll all be staying tuned for that. It would just be another huge addition from the state and for the class overall. And just quickly, I saw this a little while ago on his X account. Wideout Braden Robinson from Red Oak High in Texas was originally scheduled to make his commitment announcement July 20th. He's now moved that up to July 6th, which could be great news for Notre Dame. So I will, of course, continue to keep you abreast with all of these updates concerning Reddish and the likes moving forward, because there are big announcements coming up that will have major effects on Notre Dame one way or the other. That being said, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll continue the portal breakdowns. Have a great rest of yours. And as always, go Irish.